trying to find the time and somewhere to go that was convenient for where my office was. But the biggest frustration was really the fact that there was a gap in between my previous trainer and then picking up the Samson. And as we all know, gaps when you're trying to stay fit are not good. I've never tried programs. I'm not, as Samson will know, I'm not particularly good at training on my own. So even my last trainer, when there was going to be a period over the summer, wrote up a list of things that I should have been doing on my own, but I never got round to it. And as Samson will attest, I need somebody standing over me, telling me exactly what to do, and making me do things in the right way. So making sure my form's right. That's something I always used to worry about a little bit. I didn't really want to go to the gym on my own and then find that I did something slightly wrong, which I might end up with an injury. Somebody of my age, that's kind of more likely. So I haven't done anything. I'm not a big fan of going to classes either. I kind of need the very specific kind of one-to-one training, and then at the weekends I either go for a long run or a long bike ride as well as part of my kind of fitness regime. The result I'm most pleased about, being a 46-year-old man, is my metabolic age, which when it was measured with Samson hovers around the kind of 30 mark. So 30 years old for a 46-year-old is something I'm clinging on to for as long as possible and very pleased about. It's, when you try and find a personal trainer, it's quite personal, and it's important that you click with the trainer and that they understand you and your motivations and how really to get the best out of you. So for me, I need somebody, it's kind of a broad term, I need somebody motivational. I need somebody upbeat, I need somebody positive, I need somebody that can get the best out of me when I'm maybe not putting in 100% on a particular day. The great thing about Samson is he must start his mornings on a 10 every morning, because he's always super positive, big smile, and it just gets you in the right mood to do a bit of hard work, really. So, Samson's persona is very positive and upbeat and very can-do, which is really important. Not really, no. I mean, coming back to my kind of age, I know I'm not getting that old, but at 46 you worry a little bit about injury. That's kind of important, and something that I've noticed quite a lot. I've always run all my life, and I've always been conscious that maybe I'll get to a point where my knees might start to give me a few issues, and pre-existing conditions. I haven't had any kind of major surgery or anything like that. No, wasn't a massive player of high impact sports, so generally in pretty good shape. But I suppose the fear is getting an injury that just keeps coming back, because that will prevent me from training and that will prevent me from staying fit. So that's probably my greatest fear. Samson is my third personal trainer, and I would say that the first one I had wasn't very good at all. They spent too long talking. They weren't particularly skilled and qualified, and we ended up doing quite a lot of the same stuff. I think largely because they were a little bit bored and potentially not being as experienced as Samson. He wasn't able to switch things up as much as I would have liked. I would tell them that that they should, if they're really keen on getting some results, because ultimately working with Samson, you can achieve your goals and you can get results. So it depends how much you want them, really, and what sort of priority you're putting on getting those results. Deadlift and leg press. So I think I got up to, my record on the leg press was 250 kg, which for a 70 kg person is I think it's pretty good. Quite happy with that. Wasn't easy. And the deadlift was 120 kgs, and that's my PB. The best person for that would be my wife, because I see her reasonably often. That means because we live together, obviously.
Definitely he's broader, musclier, probably bigger generally. Put it this way, if he doesn't do exercise, he's in a bad mood now.
Thank you for that. From the lockdown house in West Sussex. The fact that he gets up at 4:30 in the morning and he's always in a good mood. I mean, apart from that, the fact that I've kept on doing it for months and months and months on end. So there's got to be something in there. There's got to be something in there. But yeah, we've got to be. I think we're probably notching up a couple of years now of training, I would have thought, and still going strong. So my goal when I started with Samson was to get fit. I didn't want to bulk up. I didn't want to take any protein shakes. That was one of the criteria that I told him. I wanted to do it naturally, and I just wanted to improve in all areas really. There was nothing specific. There was no one particular area that I wanted to work on. So I just wanted to become more toned and put on a bit more muscle. Since going into lockdown, I think like lots of other people across the world, I'm eating a lot more than I ever used to, and I'm probably drinking more than I used to, which I know Samson will find quite surprising. But it's obviously that being at home, you've got closer access to the fridge and the family are around, so it's kind of always mealtime. So we've definitely had to watch that. I think the first kind of 4 to 6 weeks were quite bad in the sense that I was having 3 meals a day, whereas before I'd normally grab an apple, go to the train station, and that was breakfast, and have a salad for lunch. Whereas now you got a bit more time for 3 meals a day. So we're trying to manage that and cut back on all of that, and that's working. Obviously, heeding Samson's advice around diets a little more. And in terms of what we're using, I don't train outside of Samson, as in I see Samson twice a week for a Zoom session, and I still go for the run or probably the bike ride at the weekend. So I'm not doing anything on my own, which I know he will raise his eyes to heaven about, but or shake his head. But I'm very busy otherwise.